The early Cretaceous world is awakening. Mist rolls across a lush plain filled with ferns, cycads, and primitive flowering plants. In the distance, a herd of massive, beaked creatures moves gracefully through the vegetation, gentle herbivores, yet alert and ready to defend themselves if danger strikes. Among them walks one of the most historically important dinosaurs ever discovered, a symbol of the dawn of paleontology, the Iguanodon. The name Iguanodon means iguana tooth, from the Greek iguana, the modern lizard, and odon tooth. It was named in 1825 by the English geologist Gideon Mantell, after he discovered fossilized teeth that resembled those of a giant iguana. This discovery made Iguanodon one of the first dinosaurs ever identified, long before the word dinosaur itself was even coined. Iguanodon lived about 126 to 113 million years ago, during the early Cretaceous period in what is now Europe, North Africa, and Asia. It was a large herbivore, reaching up to 10 meters, 33 feet in length, standing 5 meters, 16 feet tall when reared on its hind legs and weighing around 4 to 5 tons. Despite its size, it was remarkably agile for a plant eater, capable of walking both on all fours and bipedally, a rare versatility in the dinosaur world. Its most distinctive feature was its thumb spike, a sharp conical projection on each hand, once mistaken for a horn. Scientists now know this spike was a defensive weapon, used to fend off predators or break through dense vegetation. Combined with its strong forelimbs and dexterous fingers, it gave Iguanodon both protection and precision, a perfect balance of power and gentleness. Its head was elongated and equipped with a beak-like snout for cropping plants, behind which lay hundreds of flat, ridged teeth designed for grinding. This dental arrangement formed a primitive chewing mechanism, making Iguanodon one of the first dinosaurs capable of efficiently processing food before swallowing, a revolutionary step in herbivore evolution. Iguanodon's eyes faced slightly to the sides, granting it a wide field of vision to detect predators. Yet its brain size and structure suggest it was smarter than earlier plant eaters, capable of social behavior, migration, and perhaps even communication through sound or posture. When the first fossils were discovered, the scientific world was astonished. Here was proof that giant, extinct reptiles had once dominated the earth. Iguanodon became one of the founding members of the dinosaur dynasty, its very name forever linked to the birth of paleontology. Iguanodon was not a solitary giant. It lived and moved in herds, a behavior that offered protection, coordination, and stability. Fossil trackways discovered in Europe show multiple individuals traveling together, including adults and juveniles, suggesting a strong social structure. These herds likely migrated across wide areas in search of food, following the changing seasons and vegetation patterns of the early Cretaceous landscape. Their temperament was calm and cautious. They were not built for confrontation, but when threatened, Iguanodons were capable of remarkable defensive behavior. If a predator, such as Baryonyx or Neovenator, approached, adults would form protective circles around the young, using their thumb spikes as deterrents. A single well-aimed strike from those spikes could inflict serious wounds on an attacker. The flexibility of movement was one of Iguanodon's greatest advantages. When grazing, it walked on all fours, distributing its weight evenly on its strong forelimbs. But when speed was needed, it could rise up on its hind legs and run, propelled by massive leg muscles and a long balancing tail. Estimates suggest it could reach speeds of up to 25 kilometers per hour, 15 miles per hour, impressive for an animal of its size. Its diet consisted entirely of plants, ferns, cycads, conifers, and some of the earliest flowering species. Its beak cut through vegetation, while its rows of grinding teeth reduced it to pulp, allowing efficient digestion in a large, multi-chambered stomach. Like modern herbivores, Iguanodon likely spent most of its day feeding, maintaining the energy necessary to sustain its massive body. Its senses were well developed. The large eyes indicated sharp vision, essential for detecting predators or following herd movements. Its sense of smell, while moderate, helped it identify edible plants and perhaps even recognize individuals within the herd. Some scientists suggest that Iguanodons could have used vocalizations or body language, such as tail and head movements, to communicate warnings or coordinate migration. Iguanodon's world was not peaceful. It shared its environment with formidable carnivores and other herbivores, creating a complex ecosystem. Predators like Baryonyx stalked the riverbanks, while Neovenator roamed the plains. Yet the herd structure and intelligence of Iguanodon gave it resilience. Even young individuals benefited from the safety of the group, a collective strength that mirrored the behavior of modern elephants or buffalo. Every feature of its anatomy, from the thumb spike to the flexible posture, spoke of adaptation and balance. Iguanodon was not the strongest or the fastest, but it was steady, enduring, and intelligent, traits that allowed it to thrive for millions of years in a changing world. Reproduction in Iguanodon, as in other herbivorous dinosaurs, occurred through egg-laying. Females likely dug shallow nests in soft ground or near vegetation, where they could safely deposit their eggs. The eggs were relatively small compared to the adult size, roughly the size of a grapefruit, and arranged in clusters. Once covered with soil or leaves for insulation, they were left to incubate in the warmth of the Cretaceous sun. The hatchlings emerged small and delicate, about the size of a chicken, with proportionally larger eyes and shorter limbs. They likely stayed close to their mothers or within the center of the herd for protection during their early life. As they grew, their limbs strengthened, their characteristic thumb spikes developed, and they gradually joined the adults in grazing and migration. Juveniles would have been more agile than the heavy adults, perhaps even capable of climbing over obstacles or dashing into thickets for cover. Iguanodon lived during an age of great transition. The planet's climate was warm and stable, but continental drift was slowly reshaping the world, creating new habitats and isolating populations. Around 113 million years ago, as ecosystems evolved and new species emerged, Iguanodon gradually disappeared, giving rise to its descendants, the hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs. These later herbivores would dominate the Cretaceous, carrying forward many of the innovations that Iguanodon pioneered. The first fossils of Iguanodon were discovered in 1822 by Mary N. Mantell, the wife of Gideon Mantell, along a country road in Sussex, England. What she found, a few strange teeth, would ignite the imagination of the scientific world. Her husband recognized their similarity to those of an iguana, but magnified many times over. Thus began the story of the second dinosaur ever named, after Megalosaurus, and one of the three original members of the group Dinosauria, defined in 1842 by Sir Richard Owen. Since then, Iguanodon fossils have been found across Europe, including complete skeletons discovered in coal mines in Bernissart, Belgium, in 1878. These specimens, astonishingly preserved in lifelike poses, became icons of early paleontology and remain some of the most famous dinosaur fossils in history. Iguanodon's legacy is more than scientific, it is symbolic. It represents the birth of the idea of dinosaurs, the first real glimpse humanity ever had into that lost world. And beyond its historical fame, it stands as a testament to nature's quiet genius, a creature that thrived not through aggression, but through balance, intelligence, and community. So when you think of the age of dinosaurs, imagine the peaceful strength of Iguanodon, herds moving gracefully across ancient meadows, young ones trotting between their elders, and the low rustle of leaves as the dawn light touches a world long vanished but never forgotten. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, comment what you liked the most, and share it with someone who needs to hear this too.